Guys, Intuit, the parent company of TurboTax and QuickBooks, has completely crashed out. Their stock is down 45% this year. Why is that? It's being wrapped up in the AI SaaSpocolypse that we've been talking about. But what's really crazy is Intuit is an early adopter of AI. Listen to this. Back in 2020, the CEO, Sasan Goodarzi, announced AI is a top priority. He said, quote, "In 5 to 10 years, undisputed, it will be as powerful as the impact of electricity and the internet." He then proceeded to lay off 715 employees and then hire back 700 new AI-centered employees. You lay off the people that don't get it and you hire back in the people that do. So what does this mean for your job and the skills that you're growing over the next 12, 18, 36 months? And what business opportunities might pop up? I've been a big proponent of creating various side hustles and side incomes in order to kind of protect yourself and hedge, because there's just so much change happening. I'm going to give you a few ideas that I don't think anybody is talking about right now. So stick around for that. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video so you can keep up with what's happening. Guys, the goal of the channel is to help men just like you remain relevant, respected, and financially free during the AI revolution that we're undergoing now. I really believe that this is perhaps the most transformative time of our generation. And I lived through the internet. I lived through Napster. Do you guys remember Napster? Napster was pretty sweet. But AI is going to completely blow all those away. I really believe that. Anyway, let's get into the video here today, okay? Because first we need to take a closer look at why the SaaSpocolypse is happening, because the entire index of SaaS is down 25% this year. And we covered that in a lot of detail in a video a couple days ago. You can check that out here, because SaaS is down so tremendously due to AI. Because there's a big unknown there. We don't really know what's happening with AI. And I think Intuit, in a recent, the CEO of Intuit in a recent interview, really highlighted the problem here. And that's the big question of who owns the customer interactive layer. You see, we got to dive a little bit deeper into this, because Intuit is a heavy user of AI, and it actually has deals with OpenAI and Anthropic. These are the creators of ChatGPT and Claude, two of the biggest AI models on the market today. The major crux here of that deal is the customer, and the CEO Goodarzi says it's in the contract. We own the customer experience and the customer relationship. Intuit owns the customer experience. And historically, that's how SaaS has worked. That's what made your SaaS product so good. It's designed with the best customer experience in mind. You know, certainly the solution and the end result is important, but giving your customers a great experience is absolutely fundamental and paramount. And that has been what has separated the great softwares from, well, the not so great softwares. Right? You want easy to use dashboards, simple to navigate around and find what you're looking for, really focused results. Making it great for the customer, for the human being to use the software. And certainly AI can make that a lot better with integrations from OpenAI and Anthropic, just as Intuit is using with their tools. I don't know about you, but I actually really like when a software has a little AI assistant toolbar on the right side. So if I can't find something or I get lost, I can just go to the AI assistant and it can pop up and use its database of FAQs to help me get through that problem. And sometimes when that doesn't work, I just pop over to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT how to solve the problem. Or Google Gemini. These AI tools I find, quite frankly, more useful than FAQ forums and things of that nature. Regardless, the point here is that the AI can certainly make it a better customer experience on the platform. But here's the problem. Here is the problem. That is likely not how software is going to be used in the future. We're looking at a very different human experience right now. It's not going to be you logging into a software and doing your daily tasks. It's going to be your AI agents logging in and performing their daily tasks. And this is what's creating all the volatility in the SaaS market. The AI agents are going to control that customer interactive layer. And here's what that means. Here's what that means. Instead of you logging into Intuit's QuickBooks to do the bookkeeping, you have your AI agent Claude co-work log into QuickBooks and handle the bookkeeping. At this point, you develop a relationship with the AI model, not with QuickBooks. And why is this terrifying for a company like QuickBooks? I mean, you've probably put the pieces together. You're a smart human being watching a smart channel. You're subscribed to the channel, you've liked the video, all that. You're a smart guy, okay? What if Claude and Anthropic decides, you know what, we actually don't recommend QuickBooks right now. We recommend another tax bookkeeping software. It's easier to use. It's easier for us to integrate. They control that customer interactive layer. Extremely dangerous for a company or any SaaS company, but in particular in this example, Intuit. And that's why these stocks are cratering. And by the way, this is already manifesting itself. This is already a thing. It is happening right now, guys. I mean, we covered this a few weeks ago, and I'll post a link to the video here, where this open source project, OpenClaw, was creating AI agents, and all the marketers, all my marketing friends were going nuts, creating these AI agents, taking over their computers. They're buying Mac Minis. They're handling all these tasks automatically. They're just evolving. They're creating tons and tons of stuff. Pretty freaking remarkable. And, you know, I think there were some security threats, and I didn't personally want to dive into OpenClaw, but again, you can check out the video here for more information. However, what happened as a result of that is it really transformed the way that these AI companies are developing their programs, in particular Claude. So Claude Cowork released, and it completely blew my mind. I want to give you an example of how I just used Claude Cowork earlier today. A colleague for a company that I do work with asked me to create an entire marketing rollout and deployment strategy for a event that they're hosting. And they assigned me a task in ClickFunnels to get it done. So what did I do? I went to Claude Cowork to go, and I said, you know, I gave it a prompt. It went ahead and logged in to ClickUp for me, opened up the task. It set up an entire marketing release brief, added it to Google Cloud, assigned to the right people, Google Cloud folder, Google Drive, entire campaign, guys. I went through it, I reviewed it, we made some updates, there were a few mistakes, there were some things I wanted to clean up. It got me 90% of the way there. I spent about 5 to 10 minutes to get it the remainder. I then said, okay, this looks good. Go ahead and add all this information to ClickUp, tag the necessary people, create a checklist and assign the tasks. 15 minutes later, it was done. I went in, I just double checked, made a couple adjustments, and it was done. The entire marketing plan was completed. And it took me personally, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes in total, and I was able to get the job done, which normally would have taken me 2 to 3 hours. And again, this is already possible now using AI agents. And the really, I think, important thing to just reiterate here is I didn't interact with the SaaS product. I didn't interact with ClickUp in this case. I interacted with Claude Cowork. And then Claude Cowork engaged with ClickUp. This fundamentally changes the human experience with software. It fundamentally changes who actually owns that relationship. And listen, I'm less interested personally in how interesting the SaaS product is to navigate. I'm interested in how good Claude or OpenAI is at navigating that. And by the way, if you've been subbed to the channel, you wouldn't be surprised to hear that the best SaaS product, the best agent models, they're changing all the time. You know, I've been using Claude Cowork a lot, but next month it might be OpenAI's Codex for coding and agent creation. It can change very quickly. And I'm gonna explain why that's important here in just a moment. And I do just want to reiterate, there's also this thing happening in AI, and Sam Altman had posted this. He said that people saying please to ChatGPT was costing them tens of millions of dollars, because every word that you put in, every word you get out consumes tokens. It consumes energy, requires more processing. And so AI agents at this point are starting to I've seen guys doing this. They're starting to ask their AI agents to only give them the facts, and they call it caveman talk. So instead of Claude saying, Mark, I went ahead and completed the task in ClickUp for you and assigned the checklist out to the employees. Instead of talking like that, Claude will come back and say something like, finish, ClickUp task, ClickUp task, done, right? So it removes a lot of that extra text. So it's something you might want to think about and consider, because again, this is where guys like you and I could get an advantage. How can we save companies money? How can we save ourselves cash when it comes to using these tools? Because that is going to be a big bottleneck. We'll get into that in a future video. Anyway, I'm getting away. Let's bring it back. It gets a lot worse for SaaS. It's going to get a lot worse because AI is getting very, very good at writing code and creating software. And I've been talking about this a lot. In fact, I held a workshop last week on this. There is a real world where companies and people, just like you and me, are creating our own personal digital solutions instead of paying for expensive SaaS products and all the seats and all the features that we don't need. It is already happening now. I've given you a bunch of examples in past videos, so subscribers will know. It is already happening now. Countless examples of this happening. And the big question at the end of the day here, what matters if you want to be relevant, respected, and financially free, is what skills are going to be valued. And at least for me, moving forward over the next 6 to 12 months, to me, the most valuable skill, and again, this stuff can change, obviously, but the most valuable skills to me right now is how quickly and effectively can I set up, optimize, and create feedback loops for my agents? How quickly am I able to do that? Because it could be Claude, it could be OpenAI. Honestly, at this point, who cares about the actual SaaS software? It's what's going to work best with your AI agent stack. That is the game, guys. And how can we do that? And I'll give you another example. I mentioned this in a video yesterday. When I'm kind of going back and forth with the AI to try to get to the final product that I like, I do this a lot with Claude Cowork. I go do this, it comes back, and we'll go back and forth 5 or 6 times. At the end of that, I say, hey, I like this final product, this is good. Create a skill.md file and add it so that when we do this task in the future, you know exactly what I want. And I'm rolling that out. I think it's a very, very powerful way of training and creating feedback loops. And you just continue to iterate. You continue to iterate because Claude Cowork has access to your files, which is pretty interesting. Okay, that is my prediction for the most valuable skill at the end of 2026 is how can I deploy these AI agents accurately and get a better result. But I want to also leave this video with another thing that's practical, another prediction. You guys can, if you keep following the videos, I have a hot prediction for you and we'll see how this rolls out. Because obviously there's gonna be a lot of fear, there's gonna be a lot of challenges when it comes to jobs, but there are gonna be a lot of opportunities too. And I believe that one of the biggest opportunities is gonna be creating these AI agents for other businesses, okay? But let's kind of drill down a little bit here, okay? Because there's gonna be different levels and the riches are in the niches. You could have a business that is super, super hyper-focused and extremely powerful. And let me explain. There's gonna be a lot of people out there, I'm kind of one of these guys, who are gonna be training people and working with people on how to create AI agents with different software. Like, we're working with Claude. Here's how to set up your AI agent with Claude. But you can drill down and say, I will help you connect Claude. I specialize in Claude Cowork integrations for ClickUp. That's it. That's what I do. How many businesses out there do you think are using Claude and ClickUp? Millions. And you can really drill down. And that's just an example. You could do that. But what if you drill down one level further and you said, I specialize in Claude Cowork connections with ClickUp for car dealerships. And then you just niched down again. And what if you niched down again and said car dealerships in the free state of Florida? You can keep niching down to find that really blue ocean niched market and then branch out from there. Guys, I think this is gonna be the big opportunity. I don't know where my life is taking me. I gotta be honest with you. I love YouTube. This is what I love. But this idea of being excellent at creating AI agents for specialized software, it's a very, very powerful, it's a very good idea. And what also is great about this is you become easy to refer when you do this. I know guys who have had $10 million plus exits by following the strategy of niching down, niching down, niching down, niching down. I had a friend of mine who built out a marketing agency, was specifically specializing in cool sculpting for massage parlor. He just had the entire system. He knew He knew all the pain points, he knew the solutions, he knew the price points, he knew how to run meta ads, he connected it all together, and he had a $10 million exit with that marketing company. So niche down, niche down, niche down. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video today. I went a little bit more tactical than usual. Do you like me going tactical, or do you like me just sharing the news? I'd like to hear from you on that. If you like today's video, you will love yesterday's video, where we go into the biggest mistake people are making. According to Ipsos, only 50% of US adults used AI last week, which is insane to me. Only 50%. Check out that video. Keep it up. I'll see you guys. Peace.